Yo, yo, what's going on, man? You can hear me, fam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we in the building. Numbers don't lie network. And
Yo, shit.
I got who I got with me, man.
Tito, you already know, man. You
So
already know what it is.
a lot of people been talking about this situation. I'm gonna let Mace talk himself. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, let's get ahead. Let's get into it.
And once he said I was the next one, I never looked back. I got better every day. I got better on every song. Every freestyle was great. It was like I couldn't miss for like 2 years straight. Anything I hit, anything I got on was just gone.
Wow.
And it was just like this. It was like nonstop. My hand was hotter than probably Drake's. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, from the beginning.
Yeah.
Now Drake has had a better, way better career, did major things, but I'm saying that my initial start was hotter than Drake's. That
Hey, this is a topic that's gonna make some.
So yeah, man. Let's get into it. I mean, those is two heavy hitters right there. Obviously, Drake has done a lot more in the game than Mace has. But being that you've been there, you was there. You're from New York. I'm sure that Mace was one of those people that you looked up to. How you feel about that?
I think it's a factual statement. To be honest with you, I do think that Mace's start. You're talking about the initial start.
Yeah, the
Like,
first two
think
years. The
about it.
first 2 years.
I'll give you an example. Think about it. The first song, the actual song I heard Mace on was the Only You remix, which is a classic. Like, if that shit plays right now today, it's crazy. And
Yeah.
that's literally the first song I've ever heard him on. So, his start was just too crazy. And like he just said, it never let up from that point. Like that was his lowest point was being on a remix with 112 and BIG.
Yeah.
So I gotta agree with Mace on this one. I do think that, Drake passed him by, and I think that Drake is one of the best to ever do it as well. But I think the initial, I gotta go with Mace, man.
Yeah, knew the rundowns too. Let's see. We got looks like so the features. You had B.I.G. obviously, Notorious B.I.G. You had Puff. You had Little Kim. You had Jay Z. You had Busta Rhymes. You had DMX. 112, like you said, total. Faith Evans,
Hmm.
Brandy, and Mariah.
Hmm.
I don't know if I missed anybody,
Right,
but
and this is his first album.
yeah, his
Right.
first album was crazy. First album was crazy. Drake's first album was crazy too. I think he might have actually sold more than Mace did, but I think that was over time. I don't know if that was the initial sales.
Yeah, I don't know. I know certified Mace probably did probably 4 or 5 million certified platinum.
Yeah, he went 4 times platinum on the first one on Harlem World.
And remember, this is we're gonna put this into account. You gotta remember this is the time where you had to actually get up, go to the store, buy the album,
Get the physical copy.
get the
Like
physical copy.
the kids don't know nothing about that today. Like you ain't just
Right. You
having
had to
it
get the
at your
physical copy.
fingertips. You just wake up and you hit a button. You don't even actually have to hit a button to stream nowadays. You just pull up the app. It's on. You know what I mean?
So that's the
So
difference in it. You know what I mean?
yeah, I had the tape cassettes too. I remember back in the day, I had the tape cassettes, the CD. You know what I mean? You get the single on the tape. I don't know if you remember that shit, or you could also get the CD and then have the single, the two songs. You know what I mean? The clean and the dirty version.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. That shit was
I
crazy.
remember them joints had an A side and a B side, and then they had the instrumental sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, and then I gotta look at it too. Drake was an actor, so he technically was already known before he was known.
Right. That's also a thing. Even though I didn't watch the show at that time and I didn't know about it, but people did. So you got to
Yeah,
take that into account as to what Mace was just rap from the jump, and that's all he really was known for. I feel like the start of Mace's career, like he just said, he couldn't miss. It was nothing Mace was on that was considered whack in the beginning of his career.
yeah.
Nothing.
Was was there anything on that Drake? I feel like in the beginning of his career, he kind of had the same effect. You don't think so?
Um, Actually, I do think so, but
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know if it was as large. I feel like his hits was big, but I don't know, like, was it "Can't Nobody Hold Me Down" like type of, you know? It was just different. More money, more problems, large. It
yeah,
depends on the time. I guess it depends on if you think successful, best I ever had. Uh, what else was on that first um,
let me pull up the
real
track.
so
Cause we
far
got
gone? You know what I
we
mean?
not gonna count. We not count. I think we counting his first like actual official album.
So you're not counting the mixtape on the so far gone one. I was counting that one.
Nah, cause I think from the way Mace is making it sound, it's his first album release.
I think it's just different because the mixtape game became a lot different over time.
Yeah,
But I think we still, if we're talking about just the beginning of careers, then I think we can compare the beginning of careers rather than, you know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, thinking about from
'Cause if you're just
the
comparing
first
first
the
albums,
first album, like if you thinking from what is it? Thank Me Later. Yeah, Thank Me Later. That was his first like
yeah,
commercial
then I feel like
release.
it's not close. Like I feel like then if you're doing it that way, because I feel like Thank Me Later wasn't as good as So Far Gone.
So you actually think So Far Gone it would be a better situation for Drake?
I do, yeah. And I
Yeah.
think it had better songs, better features. I felt like what was on Thank Me Later. Just give me a rundown of what was on that.
I'm about to pull it up right now. Playlist, track list. My bad.
Yeah,
So he had Fireworks on there. Um, Over. That was a
decent,
good song. He had
decent.
Fancy. That was a good song. He had Light Up. That was a good song. Find Your
Mhm.
Love. That was a great song.
That was the best song
Karaoke.
on the album.
Yeah, probably.
That's decent.
Karaoke. Show Me a Good Time. That was decent. Shut It Down with The Dream. Miss Me with Lil Wayne. He had Thank Me Now. The Resistance. Up All Night with Nicki Minaj. Unforgettable with Jeezy. And that's it. He just had an interlude at the end. But that's
That was
it.
a good album. Really good album.
Yeah, I think if we comparing that to
Really good album.
Harlem World, if I gotta get out of my biasness too. I think some of the way I think about it is very biased because I was in New York, so that's kind of like cheating a little bit.
Hmm.
If you think about it, like you got to think about it for the whole world. Like did Mace hit as crazy as he hit New York to the rest of the world?
Man, let's play the clip again because I think the clip didn't say anything about the album. I
Okay,
think he just said the start. So let's play the clip again and let's see exactly what we're talking about here.
I pull it up right now.
And once he
Yeah,
said I was
play
the
the clip
next one,
again.
I never looked back. I got better every day. I got better on every song. Every freestyle was great. It was like I couldn't miss for like 2 years straight. Anything I hit, anything I got on was just gone.
2 years straight.
Wow.
And it was just like this. It was like nonstop. My hand was hotter than probably Drake's. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, from the beginning. Now
Yeah.
Drake has had a better, way better career, did major things, but I'm saying that my initial start was hotter than Drake's. That
All right, so yeah, you.
All
I
right,
guess
so
you're
he
right.
didn't
I guess he didn't
specify.
really.
He didn't specify album. So if we just take the first 2 years that they both was here and their body of work in that first 2 years, their first 2 years body of work,
So
I
Mace's
think
first year
Drake
would
came out in
be
'08.
Mace would be '06. I
97,
mean, my bad, '96. The end of '96, or
somewhere around there, 96, 97. It would be somewhere around there, yeah.
let's see.
And
According to
Drake would be
Google,
like '07, '08.
according to Google, he signed Bad Boy in 1996. So yeah, 1996.
Okay.
Because I do remember him around for some of Biggie's situations. You know what I mean? He was like
Yeah.
he caught the tail end of it. I feel like, and that's another thing we got to look at it. Okay, so Drake came after Lil Wayne. Mace basically was like, I wouldn't say replacement to Biggie, but you know what I mean. He brought Bad Boy to the same level after Biggie left.
Hmm.
After Biggie was no longer here after he died. So
Right.
that alone in itself is kind of like, probably a testament to who was better, I guess. Because I mean, we're gonna compare Lil Wayne to Biggie.
Mm, it's hard to do because one of them passed away and wasn't around anymore. As to where Lil Wayne was there and a mentor for Drake, also being there to hop on songs with Drake and to push that forward. Biggie wasn't there to do that for me.
Yeah, but
Right? So on More Money, More Problems,
yeah,
yeah,
my bad. What I was saying is, I think Biggie was way better at that time than Lil Wayne probably ever was. I think as far as like when it comes to hip hop.
yeah, I agree.
So what I'm saying is I think that's actually harder to do when that's the shoes that you have to fill. Is the guy that
I
they
agree.
actually said possibly could be the best rapper ever in existence. Like there's some people that look at him that way. Not to say that people don't look at Lil Wayne, but I think there's way less people that look at Lil Wayne that way than to Biggie Smalls. So
Right. I guess the simplest way to kind of get to this is if we're saying Drake came out when in '08.
I think '08. Yeah, I think that's when his first mixtape dropped.
Well, all right, I'm gonna look up the biggest hip hop songs in 2008, right? Let's see what that tells us, right? That's the good thing about these things now. We can get this information right then and there.
He came out Replacement Girl in 2007,
I,
featuring
I remember that
Trey
song,
Songz.
but that didn't really
That
hit.
don't that don't count. Yeah,
That don't count.
that don't count. Okay.
Even though I liked that song, no, even though I really liked that song, I remember having that shit on. All right. So the biggest rap songs in 2008, right, was Flow Riders Low,
I remember that joint.
Ti Live Your Life,
I remember that joint. Yeah.
whatever you like by Ti,
Mm-hmm.
Lollipop, A Millie, and Got Money by Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
right?
That's an
So
'08.
this is an 08, and that's if we're saying Drake. If we're saying Drake debuted in '08.
Yeah. I don't know if because I don't know if he had any commercial success. I think that's when he was still trying to get in the game. I don't know if
All
that
right,
was
so let's
back
see
then.
when the best I ever had come out. So whenever best I ever had came out, that shit was on the radio every day. So we'll go from there.
That might be
That shit
'09.
did not play. Okay,
That might be '09, or am I tripping?
now I'm gonna look it up right now. I'll tell you. Best I ever had came out in '09. So I'm gonna do it from '09. So let's go best hip hop songs.
So we're basically gonna do 1997 to I guess
Whenever
1998.
he dropped his, yeah, whenever he dropped his shit, like you know what I mean. Like whenever he dropped his shit is when we'll go by. Like
Yeah, so it'd be '09 to 2010, I guess 2010, and then 1997 to
right.
1998.
So the biggest songs of '09 was Jay Z and Alicia Keys, the New York State of Mind shit.
Yeah, that was huge. That
Best
was
I Ever
huge.
Had by Drake,
Mm-hmm.
Day and Night by Kid Cudi,
Yeah.
Run This Town,
Oh man. Yeah, that was crazy.
I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas, which is probably that was probably the biggest hit of the year, honestly. Kiss Me Through the
Yeah.
Phone,
Soldier Boy.
um, right? And so that was so those were considered the
So no Drake. No Drake that year.
I mean, no, one of them was Drake. You got to realize, the best I ever had was on there,
Oh, I didn't
but
count
it
that.
was
Yeah.
right. But it. So now we went to when did Mace drop his like when did we say Mace dropped his first like big record? 2000, 1997.
97, 97, I believe. Hey, wait, let me check. Because he might have had something big in 96. I don't remember.
Okay.
Let's
All
see.
right. So here's an example. 1997, the biggest rap song obviously was the Notorious B.I.G. More Money, More
I'm
Problems.
tripping. He, he actually had a lot of big songs in 96. We're actually jumping the gun a little bit.
All right. So let's say 96.
He had the Only You, the shit that you brought up, actually dropped in 96.
Yeah. Right. Right. So.
90, and then he had Kissing You as well. And
Hmm.
I don't remember this song. Tripping, you remember that song?
Not really.
But I guess
Yeah,
you
so I
you
think,
you, you could
just
say 97, I guess, as well, if we're gonna be fair.
yeah, so if you look at 97, right? If you look at the top hip hop songs in 97, he was a part of one, two, Mace Feel So Good is on there. Let me see. So he was a part of two of the biggest records of that year.
Okay.
Mace was a part of.
So he definitely passed
And
Drake
just to
then.
put it into perspective, oh no, my bad. And then he also had Can't Nobody Hold Me Down too with him and Puffy. He just put it up there as P. Diddy, but Mace was on that song as well. So he
Yeah,
had
he
three.
doesn't
He
get
had three
as
of the
much.
top songs in 1997.
He don't get as much as recognition as he's probably due because of Puff. I'm sure.
Right. So he had three of the top songs in 1997. So if we go to 2000, 2010, let's see if Drake in 2010 went crazy. So in 2010, the chart toppers were Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa, Not Afraid by Eminem, Nothing on You by Bruno Mars, All We Do Is Win by DJ Khaled,
Hmm.
No Hands by Waka Flocka, and BMF by Rick Ross.
Yeah,
But
no Drake. No
as
Drake.
far as rising stars and breakthroughs, now Drake has two songs on there, which is Find Your Love and Over. So far, it seems like the initial bigger star was Mace initially.
Yeah. So do you
You know what I
believe
mean? So
let me question for you real quick. In 1997, do you feel like Drake had I mean, my bad. Do you feel Mace had as much competition as Drake did with all the names you just mentioned?
I feel like they both had really good competition.
Yeah.
I can't really say what I could say is this. What I could say is this. So and it's the same thing when it comes to basketball. Is how I break it down. I would say that if you look at who Mace was going against to sell records at that time, and you look at who Drake was going against to sell records at that time, there'll be more Hall of Famers from Mace's class than there will be from uh, Drake's class. So there's more people in the top five. Like when people make top five lists, there are more people that Mace went against in top five than Drake went
Yeah.
against. That makes sense? All right.
Yeah. Damn, so there was no Kanye in that time period? There was no Kanye on those lists?
Yeah, Kanye. He was on the Run This Town joint. He had flashing lights on the other one. So now, if
Hmm.
I'm looking at top songs from 2011, top songs from 2011, you got "Niggas in Paris," "Run the World," "Look at Me Now," Kelly Rowland, "Motivation," "How to Love," Lil Wayne, "The Motto," which Drake was on. See, now Drake is heating up. See, "The Motto," which
Yeah.
Drake is on, and then you got "I'm On One," which Drake is on.
Okay.
So now you got Drake on two of the hottest songs of that year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, Mace did have a point. Basically, he had a
Yeah.
point.
So 2011 seems to be kind of Drake's breakout year, right? Because now that I'm looking at it, 2011, you had he was on "Moment for Life" with Nicki, which was one of the top songs. He was
Yeah.
also on "I'm On One," which was one of the top songs. "Headlines" was one of the top songs. He was on like yeah, but 2000 he was on "The Motto," which is one of the top songs. 2011 he was on like four of the top songs on Billboard, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, technically, I feel like Mace does have a point. I mean, if we're judging
Yeah.
it from, because we would judge it, I guess, from 2009 to 2011, and then 97
Yeah,
to
from
what, 90
2009 to 2011, and then from 97 to about
to
99.
99. Yeah.
Right.
Which is when I think Mace kind of cooled off because that was about the time that he disappeared.
Right, which makes sense.
Yeah, he was trying to. I mean, he had a lot going on. I think in life. I'm pretty sure that that's gonna make your music. That's gonna make or break your music if you don't actually want to be in the industry anymore. So you know, but
Yeah.
who knows? We don't know. That's the biggest what if. Like we don't know what the hell Mace would have been. I guess if he stayed in the industry. But then he might be on the whole Diddy documentary. He might be on that shit too if he stayed in the industry. So you know, maybe he made the right decision. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, you never know. But I do think, you know, he does have a point. I think that if you're looking at just the beginning, I think that Mace was hotter than Drake in the beginning. I do
Yeah.
think over time, Drake has obviously become one of the biggest artists ever.
It sounded when I first heard it, it sounded ridiculous to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I first heard it, I was like, "Ain't no fucking way." I'm like, "Yo, the young people gonna listen to this and be like, what?" And then I
I mean,
really
yeah, if you
started.
wasn't there and you didn't know, if you didn't know, but we were there for both impacts,
Yeah,
which you were able to see both impacts. And as large as Drake was, it was never Mace first,
nah.
Mace coming out with the videos with
Been
and you know
around
what
the
I mean? Like it just
world. When we watching the
yeah,
videos debut, when we watching the shits, we would like it was like a holiday, waiting for one of the videos
yeah, it
to
was
come
different.
out. Bro, we just all in his crib, everybody just waiting. We watching the premiere, like shit was crazy. Like they had the
Right.
fucking flashy
But
flashy
but
shiny suits
so
on.
here's the question. Yeah, here's the question. Because of the internet, because of the consumer to whatever, Drake was probably the first person that felt like a regular person that made it.
Yeah,
Like we didn't look at Mason Puffin, we looked at them as like, oh wow, like, but we never looked at, we literally never looked at what's the name like that. Like we never looked
Drake,
at Drake like that. We looked at Drake like, because
the
he
regular
came
dude.
from the schools, right?
Yeah, I don't know if that was that social media or was that because when he came in, his image wasn't like larger than life when he first started. Could it have been in that too?
I think it was because remember he did a lot of college shows. He was interacting with fans a lot. It was a lot of like, times was changing to where he was able to talk to people on social media. Remember, we can never speak to Mace. We can never speak to them
Nah,
Puff. And we never
nah.
knew what they was thinking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So a lot of that I think might play into the reason why his star power also never reached those heights in the beginning,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yeah, two different people, two different time periods. I mean, well, I guess we'll never know for real. We'll never know what that would have looked like. I mean, I still think Mace would have been. He would have had a crazy impact if he would have came out later too. It was just a different. When I listened to his music, he was like to me made for the radio. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, no,
Like I
Mace just
don't.
had it. Mace had it.
He could do whatever you wanted with any type of music. He was versatile to the point where he can make whatever
But
type
I
of
will
shit
say
you want.
this. I will say this, and I'll stand on this hill. And I do feel like best I ever had was the better first single if we're comparing what their first singles were.
Yeah. What was
But it's
Mace?
also a cheat code
What was Mace's first
because Drake
single
was singing.
by itself though? Mace's first single
It
was
was that
Bad
bad
Bad.
boy. I think that was his first single by itself, wasn't it?
No, you may. Let me see. I mean, shit. We got the internet.
It could be. Feel
This
so
shit
good. I
crazy.
thought it was feel so good.
Feels so
I
good.
think it
Yeah.
was feel so good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
At the lady. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, best I ever
Um.
had is better than that.
It's tough for me. It's tough for me to choose. It's tough for me because I mean, okay, yeah, the "Feel So Good" wasn't a song I really loved like that, but I thought that he was wilding on that shit. Like
Right.
I've never heard anybody be able to take a beat like that as commercial and like kind of corny in a way to actually make a song where I'm actually repeating the words. I think is like that's masterful.
Yeah. No, I thought it was. I don't think it was a bad song. I just don't think it was better than best I ever had. But again, Drake was also singing on the shit, so it's a little cheating. He got a little cheating in it because he gets a chance to sing on it, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. It was just a
But
different
I
vibe.
just
I
think that
mean,
that song is brilliant from beginning.
two different
The
vibes.
song is just brilliant to me from beginning to end.
I agree. I agree. That was some shit. I mean, they both to me was both breakout songs that I never heard nobody do anything on either of those like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I've never heard anybody really get the vulnerability that Drake was able to like possess on a song was different to me. That wasn't cool in hip hop. You know what
No,
I'm saying? And the commercial level that Mace was able to go to with Puff, I also never seen that shit. Like, cause that wasn't really accepted either.
right.
You know what I mean? That wasn't a especially in the hip hop era we was listening to like the West Coast shit, having all the gangster rap, and these niggas is just dancing around with money falling out the sky and shit, like and all these, like the imagery was totally different.
Those, and mind you, both of them are two of my favorite artists. So I really don't have no dog in the fight. I think that both of them are tremendous artists. But if you're asking just the question itself, I'm gonna have to say that Mace had the hotter start. The hotter
Yeah,
start was Mace to me.
yeah. He
No
just
question
wasn't.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
again, no disrespect to Drake, because Drake was hot too from the beginning. It's not as hot
yeah.
as Mace. That's all. He was hot as shit.
And I
It's
don't
not
think
as
he
hot as
would
Mace.
even feel offended knowing, that's the comparison. I'm sure he looked up to Mace growing up as well. I'm sure that
Of course he
actually.
did. He got a whole rap repeating Mace whole rhyme.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah, I remember that shit. That shit was dope.
You know what I mean? So of course he appreciated it. He got literally doing his whole rhyme word for word. So you
Yeah.
gotta appreciate him. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think now? Do you think like niggas that's younger? I mean, the younger generation that's making music. Do you think they have to go back and check out the old dudes, or how you feel about that?
I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. Like I don't know if that's like um mandatory to do. Because a part of me says that you want to be influenced when you're doing music by other people. Then a part of me says you want to keep that influence not too much because it starts to hinder away from your own sound and how you would attack music.
Yeah.
So I really don't know. I'm like 50-50 on that answer. That's a tough question.
Yeah, I mean, but for you being an artist, you know what I mean. You when you was getting into music and everything, did you draw from some of the people that influenced you, or you just like was like,
Absolutely,
I'm gonna fucking just
absolutely.
do whatever?
I drew from a lot of the people that influenced me and like mashed it all up together.
Hmm.
How I attack music, how I approach music was basically a mixture of the people that I looked up to, you know. But again, I don't know if that's the right way or the wrong way. I think, and then I've heard some artists, say that they didn't listen. They never really searched out for music. Whatever came across them, and they also became some of the best artists that ever lived.
Yeah, so that's a hard, that's a weird. It's different for every person. I guess every person is different, and they gonna just it is what it is. Cause I personally,
Exactly.
people be mad at me all the time because I never really like got deep into like the rappers of the '80s. Like I just didn't.
Hmm.
That just wasn't my, that wasn't my cup of tea. I heard them. I did some research, things like that. But as far as listening, I just was never really interested too much. It was more the '90s for me. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I kind of get the kids when they be like, "Yo, I don't want to listen to those type of beats. I'm not trying to rap on those type of beats." I don't think it's disrespect. I think older people we tend to take that shit as disrespect, but it might just not be what they like. They're not interested in that.
So me, I don't even take. I look at it like this. I look at it like when the music is really hot, it's gonna transcend. What I mean by
Yeah.
that is, I remember being a young kid and hearing the Isley Brothers and hearing Otis Redding and hearing these people, and this shit has came way before me. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
still singing the songs, and I'm still because it was hot. So if our music that we grew up on, if we really think is that hot, it's still gonna get to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my son know who Biggie was. Like those songs still get to the kids. My daughter is young; she's still being here singing those same songs from before.
It's like Michael
So I
Jackson
think
is
that the
never.
music is good.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's never gonna be like,
Exactly.
"Oh, that shit is whack. Turn that off." That's terrible. You know what I mean? He just knew how
Right.
to
That's the
make
point that I'm
music.
making. So
Yeah.
right. You should never really have to search for good music. If you had to search too long, that's why I always tell people like if you happen to search for something, then it really wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The real good music, that shit just plays, bro.
Yeah.
Like Earth, Wind, and Fire just played because it was good music. You didn't have to be like, oh, I knew those songs. I don't know how I knew those songs, but when they came on,
Yeah.
I knew them.
Mm-hmm. Because it
You know
made
what I'm
you feel. It's
saying?
that
Because
feeling. It's more of a feeling.
it's a
It's an
feeling.
emotional response. I feel like music is when you really get down to the essence of it. It's like you can't help it. Like you can't. You don't know why. You just gonna respond a certain way. You know
Right.
what I mean? That
Right.
also gets me to the because you see what's going on right now with 50 Cent and all these other rappers, right?
Yes.
Um, do you think that he actually has to respond to any of these dudes? Papoose, Davies, Mano, Jim Jones, Fabulous, I guess had the best standout situation from anybody else.
No, I don't.
Just flat out no.
And the reason, I mean, the reason why is because that's not what he spends most of his time doing. Like, can we
Yeah,
really call 50 Cent a rapper in 2026?
not really.
Right? Once again, there's kids that know the Power Show. There's kids that know 50 from, the only time, reason why, like, if we're being honest, the term rapper to 50 should be disrespectful. I feel
Yeah.
like that's something that white people use to try to keep that little, like,
Mm-hmm. Cause he
rapper
what?
50
He's
Cent means a lot
19,
of things.
19 years removed from that, like 18 years, something like
Right,
that.
right. I mean, he's a producer. He's a lot of different things. He's a documentary maker. He does all these things. So rap for him is probably the thing that he does the least. So for people to be able to rap better than 50 Cent, you know, that's a given. I think he's very strategic. So I don't think he's gonna respond with lyrics. He'll
Yeah.
respond because he gonna spar with you. But with lyrics, I don't think he owes anybody any lyrics. I mean, if we're being honest, if you put all their record sales together, they probably still never sold what 50 did.
Probably not. I don't think. I mean, I
And
think out of all of them, Fabulous would be the closest, and he's probably really far. You know what I mean?
really far, really
But I
far,
mean,
right?
he is what he is one of a real good lyricist. I could say out of New York. That's what I could say about
Oh,
Fabulous.
absolutely. Yeah,
As far as
for
like
sure.
everybody in the world knowing him, not really. You know what I mean? He had his moments. He had a couple
I
moments.
mean, you've been on the West Coast for a while now. Um, how is he received there? Like what is the consensus on Fabulous on the West Coast?
He's cool. It's like he's cool. Like some people know him, some people don't. Um, that's about it. Nobody really knows his albums like that. They know a couple singles that he
Right.
dropped, and they remember the Fabolo. You know the shit that he be doing. I forgot how to say his shit, but when he spell his
Yeah.
name wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, nah. 50 Cent is way more known, way more
Way
important,
more known. Yeah.
especially out here.
It's fine.
Like, cause what we fail to remember is 50 actually got a push out here, just like he did in New York. Maybe even
Right.
more, possibly, because Dr. Dre. So his
Now, let
music
me
is,
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Hold on.
yeah.
Do you think that that's because Dr. Dre, or he just was the hottest person in America at the time in 2003?
Uh, I would say 25% of that got to go to Dre because of the type of
That's fair.
music, because of
That's fair.
the actual
That's fair.
sonically the beats that were produced, they would receive it better over here. You get what I mean? Because
That's fair.
there's shit that we love on the East Coast that niggas love every state on the East Coast and they don't fuck with that shit out here. Like they
Give me an
just don't.
example.
Um, I mean, Afrobeat would be a big example for me. Afrobeat music. Um, they just don't listen to that shit like that.
So
It's just not.
like Tim's and all of them that was on the radio, none of that.
They listen to it, but at a very low rate in comparison to, I don't know. I'm trying to think of beats that move them out here. I'm still
Give me
kind
an
of like,
example of a rapper. Give me an example of a rapper or a song that you know when that shit played on the East Coast, what it sound like, and then when you was out there at a party or something, it had no motion or it had no motion on the radio. Or give me an example.
I gotta think about one that really hit us. There was even Jay Z tracks that were like big songs for us. That was like, whatever for them. I'm just trying to remember because it's kind of hard to remember because I still be remembering. It should be a big moment for me, but then when I tell my wife and she's like, yeah, nah, that shit didn't really hit for me.
What about? I'm gonna give you an example. What about "We Gonna Make It" by the Lox?
Nah, that wasn't. It didn't do nothing out here.
You know
It
that's
didn't do
that
anything.
fucked up,
So
frail shit.
T,
That's when my dope come
you
in.
know,
You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. You know how the shit go with the radio, right? You know that
Hmm.
there's a whole basically a radio mafia. So there's an East Coast
Yeah,
side of it, then there's a West Coast side of it, then there's the down south that kind of like they pick and choose whatever they want to do. So it's just like certain things are marketed for that region. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So like, let's see, what was Fabulous's first couple songs that actually popped? Yeah, Can't Deny It.
Can't deny it should have did good on the West Coast. He put Nate Dogg on it.
Yeah,
That
it
actually
was.
might have did
It
good over there.
was. That did good over there. I'm trying to think what other songs like Breathe. There you go, like Breathe. That shit was not gonna hit over here because that's not really a
Right.
song that they would resonate with because of the beat. That's more of a East Coast side. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
But the I Can't Deny It was made for over here.
Yeah, it was.
It was made for that. Some songs, like you said, are so undeniable that it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as a market for them.
Yeah,
Like you don't
and
even
that was
have
50
to.
Cent.
Right.
Like, that was
Right.
50 Cent. Like, it didn't matter. Like, it
Because
was
he
gonna
because
pop.
he made West Coast music like the Pimp PIMP that was made for the West Coast. We fucked with that shit crazy on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like you could because
Well,
like you said, it's good music.
one of, one of 50's things that I always loved is that if you were just listening to 50 for the first time sonically and nobody told you that he was from New York, you would have never known he was from New York.
Yeah,
You would have trouble finding out where 50 was from by the way he sounds.
that was because he got shot in the mouth.
I know, but what I'm saying is that you would have trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
You ain't a friend of mine. You ain't a kin of mine. That it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really New York rap
I
when
can
he
run it
came
up
back
with you
out.
now. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. So I think
So,
that's also what helped him propel himself,
do you
like
think
because it
that?
wasn't really New York rap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Question: do you think that was partially because he got blackballed in New York and then had to go to other sources outside of New York to get signed, and then ended up getting those experiences?
No, I just think that sonically, 50 Cent was always fucking good. I think that he
Yeah.
always like even the old songs. Like a lot of people don't realize 50 Cent wrote "How to Rob," which is so
Mm-hmm.
fucking incredible. Like the song was literally like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um it was a brilliant fucking song. You know, like he had the Ghetto Quran. Like so 50 has songs before which were really good.
But
Like so I
I'm
think
saying, do you
sonically
think that he got just being exposed to other shit, like leaving New York and then working with these other people? Do you think that like changed his pen a little bit?
I think that changes everybody's pen for sure. Some of it experiences is going to change your pen, but I just think that, you know, sonically I just thought that he just sounded different from everybody we heard. You know,
Yeah,
like even if his beat choices, like some of his beat choices was different. His
yeah.
lingo was different. Like I said, nothing about 50. If I didn't know he was from New York, nothing about him said I'm directly from New York.
So do you think saying that it almost sounds like you feel like being from New York sometimes actually is people's detriment?
I agree. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I am saying that.
So do you think that puts
Yeah,
an
I am saying
artist
that
like
because
that locks an artist into
in
a
a box.
space so they're not able to be bigger, or is it just that they're just not good?
I think creatively, it's how to put you in a box, and some people just aren't creative enough to get outside of the box. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, of what you just said, like this song was made for the West Coast. This song was made for the 50 didn't do any of that. 50 made songs that he wanted to make, and wherever they hit, they hit. But he was able to do that because sonically, he wasn't stamped to just like a certain sound. Like he wasn't trying to go in with the most bars.
Yeah.
You know, and at the time, if you was from New York at that time, that's what was expected from you, is for you to
Right.
have a bunch of bars and you know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, I 100% get it. You ain't got to tell me. Like I've been told by people
And
in New
50
York.
came out, you know what I mean, in the club, battle for the bub, like mommy ain't got that
Yeah,
oxygen. That's not New York shit, bro. Nothing
yeah,
about that sounds like a New York nigga. Like
yeah.
if
Nah,
you didn't know him, you know what I'm saying?
we thought he was from the South at times. There was times where people
Right,
thought he was like on some Southern shit.
right. When I pull up out front, see the beans on dubs. That does not sound anything like what New York sounded like in 2003, 2004. No.
Yeah.
Like you literally can't find one other New York artist that sound like that at that time.
Nah, I don't think anybody. To me, almost every artist from New York, maybe other than like Cameron. Cameron's like the only one that's like a little different, but he still sounds like he's from New York, but he has like a little different approach. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then maybe DMX. Maybe that's like those are like
Right.
I can't really think of many people that I listen to and I'm like, oh, he doesn't sound
But
like he's from New
DMX
York.
still sounded like New York to me. Like even though he was like he had a different flow and style, but it was still New York. It was still,
Yeah,
50
that's
was
fair.
like Like I said, I would have never if motherfucker had asked me if I didn't know, like, yo, where's 50 Cent from? I'd have been like, I don't know. Alabama? I
Yeah,
don't fucking know.
and that's to me now. That's kind of how the New York artist actually sounds. Is they sound like I don't really know where they're from. Like when you think of like A Boogie,
Right. But the
I don't
problem with
really.
that is they all sound like I don't know where they're really from the same way.
Yeah,
So like it's no originality. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
That's the only problem with it. It's like, yeah,
In a way, I'm like I think to me the most unique person probably would have been A Boogie out of the last 15 years or so.
I agree. From
You
New
got like
York?
yeah from New York. You got Day. I mean, and then I guess you could say Cardi B, but she don't really write her music, so she kind of
Yeah.
doesn't count. Probably the
I mean,
most
and she
unique sounding.
sounds like what we know. Like she sounds
Yeah.
like New York. She don't sound different than New York.
You don't think so?
Like
I
she
think she
sounds like
sounds
what we know New York.
I think she sounds like just global. She has like a global sound to me. Like she switches it up every
No, she
song if she
sounds like
wants
that.
to. Cause she'll rap like the Migos
Really? I
at
don't know.
times. I mean she has different styles. She'll do different shit depending on what she's into. Just listening, I
Depending
don't
on who
really
wrote that shit.
depending on who wrote that shit. Exactly. That's the type of artist she
Yeah,
sounds like to me.
if you reading off of a paper, bro, it's like you're gonna sound like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's you know,
That's the
that's
cheat
kind of
code
what it
though.
is.
That's the cheat code.
No, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it, but I'm just saying, you haven't heard, you know, any rumors about niggas really writing for 50 like that.
Nah. I don't think
And as
nobody
much
does.
beef as 50 got, as much
He'd
beef as
have,
50 got, if anybody had to one up on him, they would have said it.
he'd have more music produced if he had a ghostwriter. You
Right.
know what I mean? We would have had way more albums, way more moments in music. Because I don't think he doesn't want to make music. I think it takes so much energy for him to make music that he's like, I don't have time. I'll lose money if I go do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the return on investment. Like most of the people that got away from music all say the same thing. It's really the return on investment for them. It's like I can go do this movie, go do this, do that, and I'm gonna get 10 times the amount of money, and I can be in my own bed at night rather than going on tour. And it's the quality of
Whatever's
life. I
smarter.
feel
You know what
like
I mean? That's how I feel. Life should always be
absolutely
about whatever's smarter for you, and anyone around you. So if it's gonna take me more energy to do some shit, even now, I'm not gonna do it. If I know that I can go and do this, and I can win off of this, why go do that? Even though I might love doing that, but I could do that as a hobby, especially if I'm rich
right,
already. If I'm rich already, then it's like
exactly,
doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I want to go do something that requires so much energy? Unless if I want to do that, and I could take a moment out, like Jay-Z will take a moment out and go make an album because he can. You know what I'm saying?
right, right, right.
But other than that,
I definitely
I'm,
agree with you.
I'm not gonna waste my time as a billionaire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, music is so it's very complex to be so simple.
Yeah,
If I'm saying it right, to be so simple is a very complex thing because you would think that when a person gets so much money, the artistry would be easy, but artistry actually gets harder for some people when they do receive everything, when they do have everything, when they do. Now it's like, it's harder for them to talk about certain things. They're not certain
yeah,
places no more.
yeah. I say,
I think one of the struggles, you know, in hip hop, I think one of the struggles that we have in hip hop, especially as far as like people getting older with the music, is I feel like hip hop was always made as a fun genre of music. And no matter who you are, as you start to get older, you start having a little bit less fun.
yeah,
You know, you just moving a little bit different. So it's like the things that you talk about. Things that you see on a daily basis is just not the same anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You can't.
So
What's the word? I'm looking for. You know when you coming from struggle. Sometimes my best shit came when I was going through life and I was going through struggle. So I can't recreate that right now. Like right now, it's hard for me like to feel like I'm struggling because I'm not. So I was even laughing about the
right.
shit earlier. I'm like, there's days where I'm like, I'm about to go jump on the bus so I can connect with motherfuckers. Like I'm gonna get on the bus and feel crazy.
No, real shit.
You know what I mean?
Real
Because
shit.
I'm driving every
No,
day,
for
so
real.
I'm not in the midst of none of that shit. I'm in traffic. Like what is there to talk about with that? Like you know what I mean?
Yo,
Yeah, you can hear me?
yeah, my bad. You can hear
Yeah,
me?
now we good. We good. Yeah, yeah, everything's smooth.
Not even even to the point I was saying it before is when you something as simple as you can eat whatever you want every day or having the money to eat whatever you want every day. That decision starts to become extremely complicated because you're in a situation where you can choose what you want. But when you was fucked up, you grabbing whatever you can. You know what I
You
mean?
got too many options. Yeah,
Too many options leads to, now you're like, oh, I don't want that today. I had chicken yesterday. I had this the other day. As to where
yeah.
when it's just, you gotta eat,
You already know what to go to.
you know?
You like oodles and noodles time. Oodles and
Uh,
noodles time. We about to go get the oodles and noodles.
Beef
Get
patty
crack
with
a
cheese
40.
from the corner store time. Like, you know what it
Whew.
was.
Whew, the beef patty was. See, now that's crazy because that's something I wish I had an option of right now. I don't got no option of that.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? You start to miss the shit that you had when you was at the bottom because you
right.
don't got that same feel.
So, so I think music, and I think um, I think that being that we're all limited time wise, and we understand that, and a wise man understands that we are limited time wise. I think that it's really hard for them to choose to spend their time on making music too when they are rich. They're like, man, I want some more experiences. I can get back in this booth, but
Yeah, I think it's a young man's sport to be
I
honest.
don't know. I can't say what I would do. I don't
Do
think
you think
that.
it's a
I,
young man?
I
You don't
honestly
think
don't think it's the young man's club.
nah?
No. I mean, because why would this? My question would be to you is that why would our genre of music be so different than every other genre in the world?
So the way I look at it is being. Hold on one second, man. I had to take a little bite of my bagel, but
You good?
the way I look at it, we actually are different than every other race and every other culture. The special thing about black people, we're always new, we're always innovative, and that to me is connected a lot of times to the youth. So like the way the culture moves is usually connected to
All
the
the
youth.
times, the youth, yeah, the youth move the culture. The youth gonna move the culture for real.
So
I agree with that.
I think it's I think that makes it closer to a young man's sport. And I'm not saying there's a cutoff age. There's no cutoff age. So if you are older, the best thing you could do is stay young. You know what I mean?
I think so. What I really think happened, I think that we're just in a false state, and what I mean by that is that we forgot that hip hop is still fairly young. So what you're seeing now is we're understanding that, oh wow, all these old groups are going on tour and they're selling out. And the reason why they're selling out is because now those fans that were once young are now old and they can still enjoy those hits. So I
Yeah.
don't think it's a young man's game. I think that hip hop is just young.
Yeah.
And I
I
think
got
when
you.
hip hop has the longevity of a rock and roll or a now you'll see people that are 70 years old still being able to just think about it. Even in 30 years or even in 20 whenever 20 years from now, if Jay-Z did a concert somewhere, people would still come out. That man could probably be 60 something years old at that time, 70.
Yeah.
If he did a concert, people would still come and watch because those are still timeless classic tracks and it was a time of their life that they appreciated.
I got you. That
I
makes
just think
sense.
hip hop is young.
It is. I mean, we're what, 50 years now?
Right, like 50 something years now. Yeah, I remember they had the hip hop 50 probably about, I don't know, probably 7, 8, 9 years. I don't know.
Yeah. It can't be that old. I think 19 in the 1980s, right? That's where we started.
When hip hop started, I think it's 70 something. Might be 78. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be late 70s, I guess. Yeah,
You
that
know,
makes
but
sense. Nah, you're right.
yeah,
It
so
definitely is.
I
It's not
think
that old.
now, right, I think now we'll start to see like those kids because we're in the first generation of people only growing up on hip hop music. You got to realize we didn't only grow up on hip hop music. The generation before us didn't only grow up with hip hop music. The generation before them started hip hop music.
Yeah,
So you got to realize, like, now we're finally getting to a point where my son only knows hip hop music.
yeah.
That's been the soundtrack to his entire life. So if he hears a song, those songs we talked about from Drake, he was 10 years old. He was 8 years old. He was 6 years old.
Yeah.
So when he's 36 years old and Drake is still doing shows and Drake is fucking 50 something years old, they might still go to those shows.
That sounds crazy to hear Drake being 50 years old. It's crazy, but it's right around the corner.
I mean, Drake is not no spring chicken. I mean, Drake not much younger than us. Drake
I
might be the
think he's
same
like
age as
40.
you, actually.
Yeah, I think he's like 40
Yeah, that's what I'm
or
saying. Like Drake
39 or
might
something
be
like that.
that.
He around LeBron's age. LeBron might be a little bit older
Hey,
than him, but
right, same.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
But that to me sounds crazy. Living through all of that, living through Jordan, Kobe, then LeBron, like that shit is crazy.
yeah.
Michael Jackson,
Get,
Biggie Small, like just seeing all of that, and then being where we are
you
today is
got to think
crazy.
about it. Just in our lifetime alone, bro. I went from I had a beeper before. I don't even feel like
Yeah,
I'm that old. I had a beeper before, bro. I had a beeper,
yeah.
and you have to go to the payphone and call people
The
back.
cordless phone, you know what I mean? My bad, not the
Then it
cordless,
went from
the home phone with a cord.
the home phone with the cord, then the
Yeah,
cordless phone.
the dial
Then when
tone. You know what I'm saying?
the internet first dropped, that shit when somebody from the internet hit you, it
The
would drop the
dial
phone.
up.
When somebody called, yeah, it
Yeah,
would
the
drop
dial
the
up.
whole line.
Make all the crazy noise and all of that. Yeah.
To what we see right now. This is, you know what I mean, to the point where we are live right now talking about this on a network that you created.
We created. We created.
Right. But you,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So like man, who knows what the fuck the next 40, 50 years is gonna bring. That's all what we
It's
seen
gonna be
just through
crazy. It's gonna be
right.
crazy. I mean, they got the fake videos now. They duplicating people's voices, all of that.
Listen, man. The shit that I've seen recently, I think everything's fake.
Yeah.
I think every fucking thing fake now, bro. I don't see. I'm like, damn, everything's fake now. I don't know
It
what to
might
believe.
it might have been fake before this because you gotta think about it.
Might have been fake.
If we're just getting this as the public right now, imagine what they had 10 years ago in the military, the government. Like, we getting the tail end of bullshit. Like, so they already had this crazy shit
The
already.
scary part is we in a situation where we know how trifling these people can get, and we seeing how I'm a regular person that don't really know what I'm doing, and I can make it look like this video right here is happening in a totally different place in a totally different way, and that's me not even knowing what I'm doing. Who knows what the government could do?
Yeah.
Who knows what
We
they've
know.
been doing?
You just said it. You know.
I don't got no comment. That shit too crazy to even think about.
Yeah. All I
If a
do though,
regular nigga like me,
I try my best to do my best. It's crazy stuff that's gonna happen regardless, everywhere, with anybody. What can I do? Can't control it.
You can't.
All I gotta do is just do what I do, get the best outcome, make sure all my people's, I try to give them the information I got. That's it. That's it. That's all.
That's
Like
all. That's
anything
all you can
else,
do.
niggas be scared. Yo, the AI music is gonna take over. If it is, it is. You're not gonna stop
Hey,
it.
listen, man. Whatever is taking over, I just need to be a part of what's taking over. That's how I look at the world right now. I can't stop what's gonna happen.
Yo, imagine you would have imagine when the CDs was switching, right? When they were stopping, they wasn't selling CDs no more like that. And they were starting to make the MP3s, and then they started streaming and all of that. You remember back in the day.
Hmm.
Imagine you being
I
like,
do.
yo, I don't want to do this. I'm not gonna change, and then you never got rid of your CD player. Like, that's stupid.
Right.
I feel like
Well,
you gotta
and
go with what's going
imagine,
on to win.
right, and imagine seeing that and understanding, like, oh shit, let me get ahead of this. What is it with this new MP3 wave that's going on? Let me start researching. Let me see where this shit really going.
Yeah,
And some people did, and those
yeah,
people that did end up becoming the people that made the iPod and the.
mm-hmm.
So you always got to be ahead of this shit, bro.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the only way to win. I think information is the biggest thing. Period. So
Let me
that
ask you a
information,
question.
yeah, yeah,
So knowing what we know now, knowing the consumer to the business to consumer ratio and how you're able to reach the fan faster than you've ever been able to reach the fan before.
mm-hmm.
Explain to me why these people are still signing record deals, the ones who already are famous, the ones that already have money.
The ones that already have money. Yeah. So I would say the best reason I could look at that is why would I not work with somebody that has way more access than I do? You know what I'm saying?
Because they don't have way more access to you.
You don't feel like the record labels with everything that they don't have more to provide. They like you're gonna get an
What do they
Instagram
have?
situation.
Let me ask you a question. What does the record labels have right now that Taylor Swift doesn't have? What can a record label provide for Taylor Swift right now?
What can the record labels provide that Taylor Swift can't do by herself? You saying?
Yes. Yes.
That's a good question. I
So the
really
point
don't.
that
I
I'm
don't
making
have
is
the.
even if so the point that I'm making is this, right? Say if the record label, if they say, "Oh, we promote you more, we'll put you in this, we'll put you in that." Cool. I don't even want to be putting all that because now I'm getting 100% of every album I sell. I don't gotta split it with you no more, so I'm getting 100 of this.
Yeah.
So even the shit that you was gonna do for me, I wasn't getting 100% before.
Yeah.
So now if I sell 6 million and I didn't sell 10 million, I'm still making more money.
Yeah.
Because if I'm selling it for 9.99, I'm getting that shit from 6 million people.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me think the same way as the presidency makes me think, the same way as why do people that make millions of dollars want to be mayor of New York City?
Yeah.
Never made sense to me, right? Why do you want a salary, a check where you getting 350,000?
Yeah.
Why are these artists? So it has to be something that we don't know about. To
Yeah.
where if I'm Beyonce, Beyonce can drop an album tonight at
Yeah.
12 a.m. and she can say, "Yo, I'm doing an album." That shit gonna sell crazy.
Yeah.
She don't need Sony.
I mean, I think I look at it the same way that I look at what we're doing. Obviously, we're doing something on a smaller scale, but I think it's about the network. I think when you have the network, that's always going to be better than not having it and just having your own network. So if your network is my network's your network is my network is your network, then we got another person, Carl T. Then we got another person, then we got another person, then we got another person. Everything they doing separately, and then we combining that shit together. That's what I'm looking at.
Hmm.
They're doing it on a professional level, so it's a lot higher, and they have a lot more years of all of that shit of a collective, like having all of these fucking emails, having all of these people on the social media, having all these people on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. They could just call them on the phone. Be like, yo, we need this and that to happen. So that's what I look at it is like I would much rather have the team than to just be doing it on my fucking own, on my own network. Even though I'm popular, I know that there's shit that they know. There's so many employees that they have that do so many things that's gonna make sure that shit that shit happens and it's a guarantee at the end of the day.
Right. No,
That's why I'm.
I get it. I just when you have so many followers, like I said, this lady has I forgot how many followers she has, but it's an astronomical number. Literally, if 10% of her followers bought her album,
Yeah,
there's no way she can lose. Then you just brought up network.
yeah,
She's not around other broke people. So the people she's interacting with, the same way that you just said, me, Call T, those
yeah,
people are now Ice Spice, this person, that person, George Clooney. Like these are people she around.
yeah,
So they all can still say, hey, don't forget Taylor's album tonight. Don't forget Taylor's album tonight. Don't forget Taylor's album tonight. Other
but
people that have
I
millions
think
of
some
followers.
I think, and I'm not sure because again, like you said, I'm not on that side of the shit. I
Hmm.
think all of that changes once you're not in the network. I think because they're all in the network, all the people we just mentioned, they all use the same type of situation. So I think once you're outside of that shit, you're in a bubble by yourself. It's like people are still gonna be like, "Yo, what's going on?" But it's not the same type of energy.
But I think that's where I'm saying is that you already have the fans.
Yeah,
You don't need those. Like once I already have these core
yo, you there, T? You there? Yo, you hear me? You can hear me now?